So I'm starting with absolutely nowhere to go but a few notes. 987, 789, 987, total 1776. I just got some letters and numbers today that came together. The pig, 3 by 3 by 3, is 27. It represents two letters. We're using two letters because we want two numbers. We don't want one because one is in the one world. We're not looking for that. We're looking for a connected world. Either it's A and B, or it's B and C, or it's just B, or it's just A, or it's just C. So it shows 5 worlds. The letters that come out of this is KPMG. They're using them as the 5th representative on the building of, let me see this one, New World Trade Order disaster deployment on September 11th following the attack of the World Trade Center. The U.S. Army Corp, in addition to DDC, which is 44.3, which is 132, it's a format. It's 6, it brings it to the single digits. It says the 5th auditor was KPMG. First, it's 1 is the building, the 5th one is the auditor. When you come to the 5th one, 1 and 5. Here's your 1, here's your 5, the same hand. If I turn my hand this way, it becomes the opposite way, A and E or E and A. They connect, it's a T. Tea party. Eat and tea, same letters. So KPMG is involved in this. 1 and 5. They're involved with who? Who's 1? 1 is the one who's doing the collections. They went to they came to the number 1 insurance, and they're asking for whatever they're asking. The numbers are 11, 16, 13, and 7, or 27, which is 2 dice, 6 and 6 is 12, and the 15. What is the 15? 1 and 5, the A and the E again, that make the 27. 47 is a time. MG, it's an electronic place. It says Federation Gauche, left side, Federation. One side, you remember Star Trek? What was the name of the people? Well, the Klingons, the Generation, Les Maîtres, les El Presidente. 27, 47, the Spirit. 27 and 47, 74. 74. Jesus is the name of 74. But you know what the name of 74 is also? Cross. C-R-O-S-S. The 3rd letter, the 18th letter, the 15th letter, the 18th letter, and the 18th letter. 18 and 18 is wrong. 19th letter and 19th letter, S and S. Man on the moon, 10 and 9. Can you do anything less than 10 and 9? Yeah, you can do 9 and 10. You can go 8 and 11. Why can you go 8 and 11? Because 8 and 11 are in the center of the roulette of the Kabbalah. Anyways, this is one side, second side, third side. 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. This is the alphabet. I didn't finish it. Okay. I can go all the way down, but on your telephone, it stops over here. This is where the pound key goes. And we're using this because this is the calendar rotation. If I want, I can go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, or I can do it this way. But the real way to do it is this way. You see these 11s? You don't know what they are on this angle. So I can create from it. If I cut an angle like this, let me show you. See the angle? The road. And if I did it the other way, I'd have this angle. You see these are upside down from each other. That means I'm starting over. Here's another angle, 3 in a row. This card has a 6-point star in the center. All right? But a gentleman named, I think it was Lance, was showing me another card. See the center of the king? 2, 4, 6, 8 in yellow. Center is 5 red in roulette. All what's black is red in roulette. If you follow that black, it'll write you a number or a letter. whatever your eyes prefer. The other thing is the Jack of Clubs, and I cannot find it right now, is wearing, okay, the Jack of Clubs is wearing a 7-point star. 7 and 12 is 19. Why? Because 2 dice is 12, and when you count the 2 sides, 1 and 6, because they go right through, that's 19. So we have KPMG in 74. Why is it 74? Well, let's look. 7 times 4 is 28 days. 7 and 4 is 11. Total is 39. TEN, 10, that's 39. 74, 47 reversed means time of the Christ. Okay, now what does it mean, time of the Christ? That we're no longer running off the energies of the earth because they're all being pushed away? Here they are, your fingerprints. I like to know what the fingerprints were like 2,000 years ago. Because if this is Mars that came down here and invaded our planet, right? They say our planet and we were supposed to be girls, and the ones that came from Mars are supposed to be boys. But it confuses me a little bit because the penguin waits with the egg. So what I'm confused about something is that cross is like to cross you. And Jesus is the same number of the cross. When we add them together, it's 148. 148 brings you into the 8th position from go is chance. 8, 9, 10, no. 8 positions from go is Vermont, okay, which means to go towards the mountains. Ver in French means a worm or to go towards or a glass. Don't forget, I must tear everything apart from the originality, but use the same pieces to build it back up to see what else I can build. Just like if you cut up all the pieces from a building and gave them to me, I have to use the pieces the way they are. I got to figure out a combination. So in the year, every single month has 28 days. 280 plus 56 is 336. 3 and 3, 33 of Christ of 6. 3 and 3 is 6. Or 3 dash 36. 3 times 36 is 108. 54 and 54 Rubik's Cube. The separating floors brings you up to 110 floors of the Twin Towers. There was another thing I saw over here, which when I write all this all the way down, it says Max, Deputy, Guard, Service, Jacksonville, Military Police. Then I read over here, Confrere. A confrere means someone who's connected. C-O-Z or C-O-N says knock, North Carolina. When I looked up deputies or the Army Reserve Guards, it automatically showed me North Carolina. That's part of it. North Carolina, Connecticut. Connecticut doesn't say that word for nothing. Connecticut is in the 9th position. The minute Connecticut, okay, you get to Connecticut, you automatically must think of the Suez Canal in the Middle East, because the first position, which creates its 10, are those 2 numbers. When you jump onto the next side of the Monopoly, and I don't have the board on it erased from my computer, we use New York as the last side, and we use these purple properties as the first side. I wonder if I have it back in my pictures. No, no pictures. No. So I can't give you the rest of the names. What I will show you is so we finished off with that Carolina, something's going on. 1, 5, 9, 4, 5, 7, 8, pound key, or number 12. When I do that, it designs, don't forget, this is the 3, 6, 9, 12. The calendar, 12 days of Christmas, it goes all into here. We can crunch it down into 6 if you want. We can have different combinations that'll tell you certain stories. But anyways, if we turn it this way, okay, this is an A, and this is an A. If this line didn't count, they would both be F. But we're going to do it and show you this, the razor blade effect. The reason for cutting on an angle is the razor blade effect. If it was square and all the way out here, it would just be a waste. We only need it from here. So this says 3, 8, and then there's a diamond. Automatically, a diamond is 4 corners of the dice. It also stands for 20. If I use it for 4 and 20, it says 404, which means just after short line and just before reading. But since we're into this world, the 404 that we would play from is not the corner of go. It has to be 2 numbers. So we'd be playing all through our life. We're automatically 0 to 9 on Monopoly. But after that, we get another side because we're in this world. We're alive. But our energy, the 0.25, is in another world. In which reminds me is that I'm going to do this after, but I did a count on the number of moons there were, and I think it was Mark Roden, a gentleman named Lance, showed me a bunch of designs, and then we talked about this number at the end, 78,732. 78,000 moons, 732 moons. Happens to be, if I get this right, let me do this over here, 6,000, let me see this. Let me just count this out. Times 13, I'm still counting, just give me a second. 78,700. Anyway, I'm going to look it up in my book. I have it here somewhere. 777. Stay with me. I hate to do this to you guys. One other thing. Oh my God, there were so many. I mean, I came up. I can't even just. You see, I have to do it and tell you right away. When I mark it down, I'm not good enough. First of all, this split in half, half and half. Why is it 4.5? Why is this 22? Because it's 22.5 from here to here. This side, why is the value at 45? The value is at 45 because we split it. We split down the 5. Half goes here, half goes there. This whole board was 9 images in total. In half, it's 4.5 and 4.5 each. But we put it at 22 because there's only 3 full corners and then 2 partial corners. And the center is a partial corner. Comes out to 22.5. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 0.5 and 0.5. 15 times 15 is 225. Double that is 450, 360 degrees, and a 90-degree angle, which brings up birth. A funny thing, I'm going to go back to that number in a second, but can you see this? 1 and 5, okay, equals 6, letter F. 1 and 5 is A and E. The 15th letter, which is 1 and 5, O, equals 21. The 21st letter is U. 2 and 1 equals 3. 21 and 3 to maximize the minimum is X again. The Y is worth 25. Let me see. Over here, 21 and 6 is 27. The 27th letter in the alphabet is in between the 2 sides. It's the letter Y, and it gets the letter O, and it gets the letter B. It's basically boogeyman, the next president. So it says at the end, those letters say fucks. F6 from these 2 over here. I did not use the O because then it would say fuck off. Do you know why? 15th, 1 and 5 is 6, 6 letter, F and O. O and F, fuck off. That's what that says. Getting lost in translation. So before I answer this, if you want to know in roulette where this is, if you take a look, it goes this way and then it drops down. It's actually a square C if you follow it from here to here to here. It makes the dice. So you get 3, 8, and 4, and this, 384 days, is a Hebrew leap year. 3, Then you have the 8. So you can also look at it as 3, 8. And if I do cross this line and make it even, you'll have 3, 8, 8, 8. These lines are from creating the tic-tac-toe board, but I'd have them here anyways, the lines. I have to follow these squares. If I don't follow the squares, then there's no certain purpose for anything. I'm trying to see something. Moons. In the 2,000 years that we went through just now, we went to 26,156 moons, which if you look at the Mayan calendar, right, 1972, in the middle of the month of February, we had done 25,625 moons. 1972. 19, 1 and 9 is 10, 7, 2 is 9. We have number 109 or 109, which is J and I, J. It's not a J anymore, it's a J. And the French say J as J. So there is a separation. Don't forget about the lisp that Chrysler has, following the matrix. Everybody's got to fall behind, and Chrysler's always the last one. But Chrysler will always end up with something better than everybody else 4 years later. The other thing, I'm going to try and do this right over here. 6,025 years times 13 moons equals 7 now. 6,055 years times 13 equals 78,715. 78,715, and it was 32. 17 more months. 17,655. So it comes out to 656 times 13 equals 656 times 13 equals. Okay. 6,000 years and 56 years, okay, equals to 78,728 moons, which the only number that's missing is 4, because the only moons that they never get to touch in all reality is this moon right over here. These 4 moons here. They're not owned by them. I'm going to have to now calculate this whole thing. I have to calculate this whole thing because this is all, it's all a machine. Roden has perfected the numbers and the routes and the angles. Now we have to do is dig deep to see what else they did down there. We're not sure what it looks like in the basement. We see what it looks like outside, but we're not sure of the reasons all these numbers make sense of what they do. They make the sense of what they do because that's the angle of the matrix. It's all like this. You see this? You see the way it's just like the North Pole, all tied in, and then it goes all the way around and breeds the Earth. Jacks. See the 4 moons? 4 moons. 2 penises, 1 on each side. It either sits this way on this penis, or it sits on this side. One of the 2 worlds. But it doesn't sit straight like this, it'll fall down. Which world is it in when it falls? Is it a left? Is it a right? Anyways, so now we know 6,056 equals to 78,728 years. 6,056 years brought on 78,728 moons, plus the 4 moons that were here, gives Mark Roden 78,732, 60,56, the 4 moons that are missing, put them over here. This is 116, comes from here. I don't want to. This is the thousands, don't forget. If I was playing with change in my pocket, okay, if it was change in my pocket, I'll just put a decimal here and separate the two sides. 6 on the outside, 6 on the outside, 50 in between. Half and half are on the 50-yard line. Both teams are ready to rock for 6 points. 6 points and 6 points. The convert is on the bottom. They get the chance. 0 to 5. We're off. This is Mark Roden's number. They're perfect. 60 and 56. 60 and 56 is K and F in letters, or A and P, or it's A and P. 116 in number is all the initials from the alphabet added up together. All the initials from the alphabet of the months, January, February, J, F, and like that. Here we got 1, 1, and 6. Why is it 1, 1, and 6? From 1, connect 1, 6. This is the angle of it, like the Big Dipper. The K is the 11th letter. The M is the 11th. The K is the 11th letter. The M is the 13th. In a deck of cards, the K is the 13th card for king. The M is not there. It's replaced with the R for roi. If you take this 11 and use it on top of here, you can close the bottom and the top of the K and make a V. The K, or K-A-P, Keepa, K-A-P-E, cape, fake. Anyways, I don't want to play too much with the words. That's right. So then now in Jacksonville, okay, they have something now in the North Carolina area of Jacksonville. Okay, I'm not sure how it works, but I know they're not far from each other. And there's something set up there because it came up in numbers. Now, what it is and what it might be, I don't know. We all know, back to the middle world, I do not know what a binion is. East Quebec, the Heights, high 10, 10 heaven, the kilowatts, north, LX, that's up towards us. 1, 2, 2, 4. 1, 2, 2 is this year. It was the leap year. 1 to 2.4 is the leap year, 1 every 4 years, so it ends. Either you use this one number or that number, or you can do the whole thing and hit a brick wall. Now you know all the answers. 6,776 years at 13 moons says 88,088. Now somehow I know that had to happen, and I know my shirt of 7,286 tells more of the story. In fact, my shirt, I'm going to try and bring this up where it is. Where are you? 157. Okay, here it is. My number is 728695. The number I just told you from Mark Roden's running wheel, 72732. Forget about the 7 because it's saying to the 7 world or to this 7 world. If you go to this 7 world, it's one thing. You go to this one, is the other one. 7 and 2 are the first number. 9, 9. 5 is the last number. 8 and 6, 14. 5 is the last number. The line of separation. 1 world to the left, 1 world to the right. What number would you use? 3 and 4. Why? Because either you're minusing 1 from one side, 3 plus center, or 3 plus center. These are the 3 numbers I had to use. I have 6 numbers here. On this one, I have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 and 6. When you take your dice and you show a 3, on the other side is a 4. So one side is a 3, one side is a 4. Now if we do this again, okay, with the 2 and the 4, with the 3 and the 4. Oh, why isn't it showing up? because it's the other dice. The 3 and the 4, it's 101. It means to the left or to the right, but in between I stand as 7. If you have a 6-5, it's the same thing. I am in the middle, to the left, and to the right. It's all 101. 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5. It all went away. But you got to remember, 1, 4, 7, 10, 13. The 13 is actually a 4, 1 and 3 and 4. It repeats, but it's in a different coordinate, so it tells you a different number. So now we have all these numbers, and if you want to go back to the KPMG again, 7 and 7 is 49. 4 by 49, 196. 9 times 6 is 54. 5 and 4 is 9. 9, and the number we never touched, 2. 9 and 2 is 11. 9 and 4 is 13. 13 and 11 is 24. Back to 24 again. Doesn't mean much. So what I'm seeing right now, right, is I am going to guess, okay, because I see my number is right on, I'm going to have to go 7,286 years times 13 moons per year gives you 94,718. 94,7286. 7286 times the 13 moons equals 94718. Okay, this is my number, okay? I'm using this as a complete number for the reason because 9 by 8 is 72. If you multiply 9 by itself, you're not getting any more. 9 by 9 is 81. It's the totality that brought on the 9 to start with. So we're going to put 471 in the center. 8 and 9 are opposites. It means it's 101. 471, if you take a look on your phone, it's on the left-hand side. Again, the 47 from before and the 71. 8, 7 and 7. On. Let me do it from the beginning. 9 and 9 is 9. 4 is 8. 5, 2, 7. Now what I did is I did what Roden did, Mark Roden, and I multiplied these by 2. 2 times 9 is 18 is 9. 2 by 4 is 8. 2 by 7 is 5. 2 by 1 is 2. 2 by 8 is 7. Now what we have is 7 by 3 would be 63. 6 and 3 is 90 outside. But the inside is 258. Now you're in the center of your telephone. So now I'm going to do it again. Again, 2 times 9 is 18 is 9. 2 by 8 is 16 is 7. 2 by 5 is 1. And 2 by 1 is 4. And then we go 2 by 7 is 15 is 5. So I multiplied it the Roden way again. This all by 2, and even these by 2. Now as we get here, 9 and 5. Now we have the proper angle to connect 1, 4, and 7. So I'm going to show you 1, 4, and 7 what it looks like. 1, 4, and 7. This is the design. It's a 7. 1, 4, and 7 is this line. 1, 5, and 9 is this line. This can also be made into an ace or whatever you want. But it's not the ace. It's not the ace because the ace only comes from an east-west crossing of light. Otherwise, it's a 7 or a V, whichever angle you put it on. Excuse me. At the same time, it's a V, it's an N, it's an NV1. Because this is the Christ line, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. But it's supposed to be like this. Now it looks like a Z. So what I did with these numbers is I'm going to do this again. Because this one will always stay this. You watch what happens to this one. This one has to be the same as this one when it ends. But I'll show you how. So we get 9 again that repeats. Then we get 5. Then we get 2. Then we get 8. and then we get 1. I multiply them all by 2. Now I get again this number here, except this is 140. This is the end of the monopoly. This one was 8 by 52, is 416. 4, 1, and 6 is 11. 11, 9. 11, 7. The Twin Towers, building number 7, and the tower is going down, but this one is missing. Number 4 is missing. Somebody who called the switch, because that's the 4 corners. The one who ever did the 4 is in between. So now it ends. Why? Because 1 and 9 are the same. 1 and 9 are the same. Just before 10, it stops on 1. So I'm going to double it anyways to show you how we go into the second dimension now of the same letters. But what this tells us is 528 is the 10 months of 28 days equals the 280 days plus 9 and 1 minus 1 is 8 days. It becomes 288. This 288, there's a story to it, because if you multiply 288 times 5 times 5 times 5, it'll equal at the end to 360 degrees around. So now I'm going to switch this one up. We have all 9s over here. 9 always stays the same. Went down 1, went down 2, went down 4. 1, 2, 4 drop. I have to learn Roden stuff. I have to do it my way to find it his way. Because no matter how much you'll tell me or how much I'll watch, I'll never be able to do it if I don't take the pen out and write it on the paper. So now we're going to go one more step. 1, 4, and 7, and 2. So here's the next level. Now, 4 was in front, 7 was in front, now 1 is in front. This is 91. 13 weeks of 7 days, 13 cards in the deck added up to 13, 91. Space, S-P-A-C-E, equals 44. 4 by 4 is 16. 16, okay, is 1/3. 16 of 64, it's 1/4 is the space. It's always 1/4, sidewall of a pyramid. So then we have 147, and now we have number 92, Ken Dryden, the goaltender in nets. You got number 9 and number 2. You had number 1, but when you have number 9, 2 is just as good because 1 brings in the sperm. The 9 and the ace is inside the 9. The ace is inside the 9 right here. 9 is the card and the 1 inside. 4 to the top, nothing. 4 to the bottom, nothing. All living from one space. So where did we go from this? So no matter what I'm going to do in here is when I come over here, 2 by 7 is 14. Well, I already got the 14 here. 47 is the time of Christ. 28 days. We have it over here. Half of that is 14. Now, where does 52 come in? We're not going to get to that. It just keeps going. Now we're going to do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We did it 5 times. We'll do it 6. Why? Because we can go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there's a space in between. And then 6. The opposite sides of the space in between, total 10. We have it perfect now. That's what it is. Now we start to add on top, where we add 9 and 1, where we add 9 and 2, where we add 9 and 3, and we reverse them to become the other world of 11:11. 11:11 is 5 minutes before, 5 minutes after the hour. 10:10 is 10 minutes before, 10 minutes after, and there's also coordinates that go with it. We're going to multiply it again, come up with 9, 2, 8, 5, and 4. Now I'm stopping. I'm stopping. I can keep going on, but I'm stopping because 92 is now the birth where the 2 advanced over here, where the 1 advanced over here, where the 5 advanced over here, where the 7 advanced over here, where the 8 advanced over here. This is somehow Roden's way. Yes, Roden's way. The rodent is in the way. No, he's not. Leave the intelligent man be. Okay, so we have these numbers, 528, 714, 147. So now the 1, on this row over here, this is the 2 worlds of matrix. In order to bring this to a 10-10 world, it's a 25. Since there are 2 of them, I now need 50 cents. Hawaii 5-0. 4 is the wholeness of a corner. 4 is the 4th part and the furthest you can go away from the beginning without going on to the other side. And 9 is the farthest away. In between, it takes 5 to get there. So we're complete. 9 by 4 is 36. 9 and 4 is 13. 36 and 13 is 39. 3 by 9 is 27. 3 and 9 is 12, is 39 again. 2 by 85 is 170. What do we do with that? 170 plus 170. Let us do it a different way. 8 by 2 is 16. 8 and 2 is 10, 26. 26, 8 by 5 is 40, is 66. Plus 13, 8 and 5 is 13, is 73. 73 and 37 reversed is the 110th floor of the Twin Towers. It's not that I'm picking on them. There's nothing to do with that. When you are building and construction, there's formation. And everybody in the world can do it if you knew the formation and understood it. I'm just processing it down a yellow brick road. That's all. You know, like most people come out here and say, hey, he's dumb, he's this, he's that. And somebody says, what's your IQ? What's your IQ? I go, my IQ, my friend, is just like 622.6. Why? Because I is the 9th letter and Q is the 17th. 9 and 17 is 26. So my IQ to you, to knowing my IQ to me, is a 626 song. Anyways, so we had this, and at the end, we're going to see. We're going to go 4, 11, 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 8, 13, 15. 1 and 5 is 6. 7, 1, 4, 3. 3, 6, 3, 6, 3, 6, 3, 6. All 3 6s all the way down. If you use the 3 in here, 3, 8, and 9, 12 and 27 is 39 again, perfect. 3 and 8 is 11. 3 by 8 is 24, is 35. 35, I'm just trying to remember which number I was using. Screw that. 9 by 8 is 72. So we're going to go back to the bottom. 4 and 9, 13. 1 and 3 is 4. 9 and 2 is 11. 1 and 1 is 2. 4, 2, 1, 4. 4, 2, 1, 4, 7, 8. Just want to mark that down. Now, I'll mark it down after. Thank you for watching. Now I think I'm just going to throw some stuff out. This is what I did when I was in a little schizo mood a couple of years ago. The Schäfer, the horn of the Jews. The 1, 2, tekiah, 2. Wait a second. I said tekiah, not 2. You saying 2 to me? Yeah, 2. Mark Roden said it's 2. And when you blow the horn, you better go toot toot. Because if you don't go toot toot, and you just keep your hand on the horn, the guy behind you, in front of you, is all going to be mad and want to know who's tooting the horn. Toot toot toot. Tekiah, teruim, tekiah, terua, tekiah, tekiah, gadola. It's all a sound, man. The third world is the hearts created this universe. Shavurim. She, v, avo, white purity milk, rem, mother. 9 blasts for the universe God that created this universe. This way, and this way. 3 ways around, 120 degrees. He takes his paper, he goes 120. He takes his paper, he goes 120. Now he's got 6. He takes the other one, he goes 120. Now he's got 9. But if he stuck himself at 6, that would be okay. It's the little angle of the road. So we got this done and this done. I'm just throwing out a few things. I don't think I ever showed this before. Should be a little bit like this, is the way it goes. And this is my favorite one. See the point? This one splits the heart. These round edges should be missing because it would be folded over. You fold over this point, you fold over this point, you fold over this point. Stem magic goes over here. We live either underneath or behind. I think I had something on the back. 6, 22, 6. 2 and 2 is 4. 6 and 4 is 24. 6 and 4 is 10. 34 and 34 on each side stand for 68, which is man of heaven. And then I decided to draw another one. You see these two legs? And these two legs, and these two legs, and these two legs. This is the stop sign, but I just drew it real back. 1, 2, 3, 4 hearts. But it's 4. There's 1 point. 2 sides, 2 sides, 2 sides, 2 sides. That's 8. 8 with 4 points, unless you split the heart in half and shove something in between. Shove something in between, like this. It's a U. So whatever comes off both sides, whatever comes off both sides, okay, passes through the life of the middle, the water. Okay, so this is done, that's done. What else is there? This KD, number 4. KD, 1, 1. Like, if I had, like, I know everybody says God's under 7, he's 7, he's 7, he's 7. And what I figured out is there's a little bit of difference of God being 7. You see, from 0 to the other corner, the 9 I talk about, if it's really true, it's 0.9. When we get to the corner, it's 1 corner. And then the next one is 1.1, the letter K. Just like writing a book. You have to open the book at the beginning. So from go to visiting jail, you must get your lights on, your eyes on. You have to get your brain. You have to pass in front of the scientists down in the Oriental and the Connecticut to connect with you. And that's the first line. The next line, we end up getting down to New York City, the Big Apple. So what we know is that from go in Monopoly, which they put an arrow, it's a red arrow, it's a flesh. A flesh means arrow. Now if you go arrow, dot, red, and the green, in darts also come up to give you, when you cross the railroad, this is the angle. It all looks like razor blades. See this angle over here? 8, 11, 13, and 10 in roulette, also connecting over towards 17 up to 15 and 15 back to 11, creating home plate. There's 2 of it. There's 2 of everything on roulette, except the center seems like there's not 2, but it is, because you have to jump up a level and grab one, go back to the center and down a level and grab one, in the center and out a level and out a level, grab one. You pull it in, create the stop sign, cutting all corners. There was a few more things. Walter, water, earth, credit. Something to do with the Twin Towers again. Information. Tear, create. I got this over here, World Trade Center. The first WDTECR. It says water credit on it. So it's a watermark, it's a stamp. There was a reason. Somehow the association knew it had to come down regardless, and that's why they did it. They knew ahead of time, and it might not have been, like we think everybody blew this up, right? It might not have been that way. It might have been a chess move. It might have been somebody else that did it, for the reason that they knew they couldn't get their hands dirty. But they just cleaned it up at the end. You understand? They couldn't get their hands dirty at the beginning, and they were there to clean up the mess at the end. Because it's a chess move. It's in this game. If you get something for you or you are against, and whatever terrorizes your people, it's your fault. If you send your people away from, you don't win your people, then you don't get to win the game. You don't get the people. You have to return back into the society of triplicates. Repeat, repeat, repeat. That's why there's so many barcodes out on the market. One of the reasons I was believing that there were barcodes on the market is for the number of people that were barcoded on this earth. They have to duplicate it within our food system. Now it's fallen into a new area where the watermark now is a square. And a square and a round are the same thing. So with the World Trade Center, if you take a look at it, it creates AC, DC, KC, which is Kansas City, okay, and it creates DC because of the opposition on the dice. World, or the word, I'm going to try and do this now. The word wedet, tier, wedet, where is World Trade Center? WRTCNR. Summer due credit. Summer due cars and SARS. It's a code. Summer credit, debt, due, DEW. W is 2 letters, a 2 and a 3, but the 2 is the 20th. And it says T, the 20th letter, and the 3 is a C. Or you can use it as an F. 2 times 3 is F and E. Some kind of credit trade, a trade credit came off within this of some sort. Credit, CR, cars, ace, summer, down, due. Instead of due, it's down. Because the due is down, it comes up to make the due. Otherwise, it wouldn't. Anyways, those are the initials for the World Trade Center. There are other numbers, but for now, good enough. I appreciate it. Thank you. Another thing I wanted to say, but on the Jack of Clubs, it has a 7-point star. Raphael 7286 and a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you.